Hi, I'm Alan Edwards. I'm a chartered construction manager with over 50 years industry experience representing Alpus Group, which is based in the UK and Slovenia. So we can operate anywhere within the UK and European Union. We also can operate elsewhere in the world. This is a presentation for property investors who are looking to invest significant sums in UK property. If you'd like to safely earn more than 8 to 12.5% plus returns on your property investment, then you are in the right place. I worked on large property and infrastructure development projects from the smallest to the largest, that's up to 1.5 billion in the UK, the UAE, the Bahamas, Azerbaijan, Botswana. I've worked for contractors, clients and consultants, so I've looked at projects from all sides. Example projects that I've worked on have been Chelsea Harbour development in West London, where P&O Developments transformed what was a derelict site into extremely high value property in West London. Hyde Park Residence for Cheval Property Management, where we transformed a derelict listed building into 18 self-contained flats for serviced accommodation. Value is probably in the region of 60 million at today's values. Present development projects for Gilan Holdings, the Azeri client, was a mixed-use development value more than 1.5 billion pounds at today's value. I've carried out several small conversion projects myself in London, Finchley, Stockwell, also in the Midlands and in the south in Portsmouth. So I've got a lot of experience of construction and property development, and I wrote a book about my experience which is called Project Deliverance, and it identifies the 20 key factors for project success or failure on any project. What our business idea, our proposition is to carry out commercial to residential conversions using permitted development rights. And this is the transformation of relatively low value commercial to relatively high value residential property. And why is this of interest in preference to other forms of property development? The key benefit is that these are lower risk projects. They're lower risk because they have permitted development, that is, provided your project meets the criteria specified in the legislation, then you have a right to carry out the development. So you make an application to the local authority, the local planning authority, for ratification that your property, your proposed project meets the criteria. Once they give that ratification, which they are obliged to do within 56 days, then you have the right to develop that property under the permitted development rights because you meet the criteria into higher value residential property from a relatively low value commercial. So examples are the Class MA, use Class E to residential, that's offices, shops, gyms, cafes, restaurants, etc. It's a powerful change of use. It does have a few limitations and conditions, but essentially provided that you meet the criteria, there's a maximum floor space of 1,500 square metres, so it increased the previous limit, which was 150 square metres. It is possible to convert under Class A from commercial to residential. You may need an additional fire safety report if this is over 18 metres high or 7 stories. Alternatively, Class G is conversion of Class C betting office or payday loan, mixed-use development. And provided you meet the criteria, you can convert this class of commercial to residential without the need for applying for planning permission. And you've got a fixed 56-day approval period from the local authority. So once you've got that ratification, you can finance at a residential value, which means if you purchased on a bridging finance arrangement, you can refinance cheaper to conclude the development of the project. These projects are less resource intensive, so you'd save time and money because you haven't got to erect the existing building envelope. You've got foundations, you've got services in place, you've got a structure, an envelope of the building, and all you're doing is basically refitting out the interior. So what makes our product or service unique? Well, we've got a team of sourcers who can source any site or project anywhere in the UK or Europe. We offer a service to project and construction manage the projects for investors. Alternatively, we can buy the site and redevelop it in order to transform the property value and generate wealth from sale of apartments, or alternatively, refinance the property, hold for the long term and rent out for revenue and profit. We use a construction management approach, which means we can operate as a main contractor and engage designers and contractors to carry out the works. We get everyone working collaboratively, so there are no disputes, no claims, no delays as a result of that. And we think we can produce a saving of approximately 10% over using a traditional contracting model. We offer complete transparency of what we do, so clients know that there are no hidden costs. All the costs are project specific. If the cost isn't incurred on your project, then you wouldn't expect to see it against your project, and that's exactly what we do. How will you generate customers? Well, we carry out developments with our own resources, our own financial resources, and we also carry out joint ventures with building owners who wish to dispose of their problem buildings. So any building owners with problem properties are potential customers of ours, especially commercial property owners. We have several negotiations to complete on prospective commercial to residential conversions. We look for distressed assets and have an investment company that we're setting up particularly to look for these. We are working in conjunction with European investors to carry out this sort of activity. We're also negotiating the purchase of a 16 property portfolio, commercial portfolio in London at the moment. And we generate leads from our various social media channels, which are YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Pinterest, Twitter, and LinkedIn. We belong to several networking groups. That's Property Investors Network, that's Simon Zucchi. I'm doing a property mastermind at the moment, MMP4. Startup Disruptors, Portsmouth-based networking group. Property Entrepreneurs Network, based in London with Jack Dacra. Cobra Club, which is based in Wiltshire, and the Door Club, which is again in London. So we've got various websites which are centered around alpusgroup.com. There's alpusgroup.com/property investment, alpusgroup.com/property development, alpusgroup.com property education, and there's also a link to alpusgroup.com/property development success, which is our training program. We've got other joint ventures in place with other property investors and online marketers. So if you'd like to contact me to talk about anything I've discussed today, my name is Alan Edwards, my company is Alpus Group, our telephone number is +44 7539 141257 or +44 333 224 1257. You can schedule a call with me at calendly.com/AlanJE, or you can drop me an email at alan@alpusgroup.com. Cheers for now.